Rich, let's come to your main menu. Rich. Ebi mu kra say na ebi mu so kra say na mo be wiase.
Asemu.
Because Rich say if enipa da sani ya aware baby a wo be kra ansa na wo be wiase na enkra no na be kire nipa a wo be ye wa asase we so a Rich, I'm sure a lot of people would want to compete with Ronaldo. Baby, I'll cry and sana.
You say you must go back. I go cry for. So you are ready, my bam. Me be cry no mako.
You brother.
She said you are Ronaldo no.
You brother over cry no. As I was saying, I over so yes why. Over guys I will say yes Ronaldo.
Na no zigra. Mpe Ronaldo.
Rich.
Na me stand do.
You see, and then Saturday. I think sir, we must at least spend some few minutes discussing Ronaldo as a business, Ronaldo as a product. Because Rich, to get the most lucrative contract in sports at the age of 40, it doesn't make sense.
Oh boy na wi. Boy na mu.
What you say?
Ko tena fie o. Still who body.
Senka, if this was Ronaldo time or J the first second ballon, even time or J first one was Manchester no. Enanka obisi chale abranche way ni future ni brutal. So let's go with the most lucrative contract in sports. We are from Kofana. Rich, that would have made sense. But how has Ronaldo been able, Rich, to get the most lucrative contract in the world of sports at the age of 40? Now, what would you know? This is my point. Sports, you're the award in here. You're the athleticism there. That is the reason why in sports science, every athlete, when you peak when you are young, because I am one or muscles who don't pay America, you must be fit to compete. And the sports person, the peak time is when you are young and we're there. But Rich, for God's sake, Ronaldo is 40 years. 40 years and a Ronaldo Eddie. So for him to be at it, Mr. Munchake me touching my boy. For him to be at this age, Rich, and still command this, still a bow. So over to now I am for there, because nothing is so bubbles can so many means through.
The seconds in the mechanism, I brand to be a calculation.
Yes, Rich.
Seconds, no.
The Kawakuma to you.
Oh, yeah, calculation in the biennia is came. Seconds, second piano. May I say, be around 20 something. Yeah, dollars or pounds. You get there. But Rich, you see, before we show the figures, Yankan is saying, apart from baby Ronaldo crying and over, I think for me, the ultimate. Okay. I heard you say. Apart from baby Ronaldo crying and over, Rich, I think you're limited to say why you're lucky and answer baby. We've not been fair, especially to Ronaldo. Rich, we've your cancer story way over and over. Ronaldo at a very, very young age was not among the most talented within even the area not. No. And there are a lot of documentaries on Ronaldo. You will find the Sporting Club de Portugal, Madeira, and any youth coach class of boy in Portugal, coaches, say, in that at that level, Ronaldo was not the most talented. No. And come on, cry. But Rich, what is consistent in Ronaldo's story? Any mentality. Very, very consistent. Obi only Ronaldo more than say from the young age, even including the players or no more ball at Manchester, Juventus, Real Madrid, Pepe, Money, why Rio Ferdinand, Obi Ronaldo wants them to there. The first attribute is that the guy has a monster mentality, so strong in the mind. When we cry. Sebi Omega said last time Nagabi yesterday said at a point the players in the class they don't want to visit him at home because so instead of saying game yempia bonti yenko shopping yenko GN he will tell you oh enkomo kwa yedi kwa onya ke na gym wonanka ye tiade so na ye pedal na ye di nkomo ana say ye lift bibi na nka ye boy enkomo. He want to train, he want to always get the mind on being a professional player and always ready to give his best and be in the best shape. Now, Rich, mentality one same way. Obi awa tie me consistently since I started radio. Makasa same way da. Even for Sporting Club de Portugal, to sign Ronaldo into the academy. The trial match I know Ronaldo, he was playing as underage. You're going to say, wako then park so, and now wako Ebony. Now you see about under 15. Nearly under 12 ni aba say oh money mo match ni bi na you be say radio Rich Ronaldo playing for a team on only underage na ni team enya throw na wako tatla won say yen to bo ni ma no na ni senior in the academy eje na chi na all tackle no na Ronaldo can say oh senior coach kakra na dey we see be me a wo gumi so adai coach kakra.
Wow, grounding
yes, that is the commentary, the then coach. I can say a commentary, the sporting director for Sporting Club de Portugal say, look, let's sign this guy. Because of the mentality now. He is there. So the talent look like he is at this level. His mentality will take him there. Ronaldo is an example of setting your mind to what you want to achieve. And Rich, the mentality no ama or you so dedicated and hard working to his job. And though I am a true and true Messi person, Rich, I love Ronaldo for that. Mekai, former coach of the Black Stars, are from Grant. Come on now, or Black Stars coach, or call Pam Pam. I visited one of your youth teams, I think it was under 17. Na okono omako kasa. Rich, when you got there, he told them one thing. Oduru wa ura hona no say nkwankwa mu tia kama you look very young and born yesimu nimbo. But I mean can't mention mo. Talent alone is not enough. Someone so you're talented. And you could Ghana for players no. Oh born no area yesimu nimbo bochin obia.
Untrini.
Enti onya say fertility oh so me a talented meaning born a ball. Every two me. Dedication be, hard work be. We born as a talent alone is not enough. And if you want to be Ronaldo, you need to be dedicated and hard work with serious mentality. And your mentality say, Adiano, mentality must match your hard work. Rich, and then, Rich, how can someone make 3.4 million pounds a week? Yes.
Are 3.4 million a week.
He is making 178 million a year. Now, you can see you come Rich. You private jets, luxury cars, including Ayala Fatimina Obon. She said Ronaldo only 15%. Club nina. And the over club no. And for so many other club no, yeah, Chelsea can so near some 50% as a co-owner. Yes. 16 people working full time for him.
16.
Yes.
Nipa Makuma 16.
Yeah, they want mama say money Ronaldo
yeah, Juma no.
It be a drivers, it be a chef, it be a gardener, security people. £4 million worth of private jet expenses. It is all to the private jet now, whether a fuel or whether be expenses be a be 4 million. It is being given to Abraham and Cristiano Ronaldo. 60 they were doing in area, you know, rich. They are giving him 60 million worth of sponsorship deal promised by Al Nassr with new Saudi companies and companies in the Asian market. Eti yama osika yama bibia uye so a ye promise say ye be ma 60 million worth of sponsorship. Eti this is also money you will get. You will make sure ye be yama. Ama you will even pay you the money. H Ronaldo is out of this world. Now it is being run by money. And say Ronaldo your inspirational. On your inspiration where you wake up and read about him and say, I want to be Ronaldo. Man, life, any day all year no. Or then a brand body, you know, and no inspiration. Be practical about you being inspired by Ronaldo. And so all your practical and quadia, then the word is dedication, hard work, and monster mentality. That is Ronaldo. Rich. Nico Williams. It is as if say na unim de mba beka program na so. There is new latest. I will not spend 1 minute in book. Story in the say latest in the say. And chain they better about it so Oko Bucks country ni more. There is a place a more a mural war any other drawings of players miensa or mobile team a friend Bebao and included the Nico Williams brothers no. Now, that's sorry, because of the transfer saga. You see, Obiako paper. Baby, I Nico one and what track or two say, who still one still, yem no problem. Ninya Inaki Williams, Abba the Casa say, and the Pacono, yes, I know. The fact that one year who know a crates or you who for, Neviasi Debia, a who for no, Omushe. You thought we'd move on. Then rich. A corner factor won't say, oh no, I didn't record yeah, so one person went ahead and drew Nico back. Which, drew Nico back now, I couldn't sorry, you know, and go force out the blue a young father since sign and him say, hey, massa, and now go near you how I went and you see him, and see that is what you are going to do. Now, Rich. I believe in your narrative because it is my own narrative. Okay. There be about for the yenina. Ni tintini ni tietie nyina ne say, look, we should appreciate that they know football. And they know and that's about a few minutes until this is not the first time we be a Tomo player. Beba sell players.
Is that why a cathedral?
Yes, they sell players. Tom players. Every club in the Muko. You can go through their history. They've sold very, very good players to other clubs. But Rich, the painful part of this Nico thing to be bound for is how cheap Barcelona is getting him. It is as simple as that. That is the reason why. So be bound for the and can Nico be extending the contract? Nico should have played on who Barcelona on who Bayern cry. Nanka onko so no extending the contract. So extending the contract, Rich, they would have changed the buyout clause in his contract to somewhere in the regions of 100, 120, and they will not care about that trigger. But so omudi Nico and in the prospect no to Nansei market now to get him for 58 million plus taxes.
I know I'm sure
it's cheap, and that is where the pain is coming from. Nobody is against Nico moving to Barca. No. They know say player be realize it. Now Odu Nico level where he's playing for the Spanish national team. You need to two world best players now. No. Athletic Bilbao can't offer you Champions League football, semi-final, final, consistent. Even some winning Ballon d'Or this and that. They know they can't offer that. Until they accept you can move. But Rich, a buono is what is making them do what they are doing. And it is very, very understandable. Now, the last football I was with your colleagues media forum gave Partey the best player of Ghana. And he said, once and bar, Rich young cannibal confanto. Now, Obi, are you familiar with this platform? Your church, you know what the situation is. Arsenal wanted to bring in Zubimendi. They were bringing him as their first option DM or Arsenal team. Then they will choose between Partey and Jorginho. Why NIA brand no competition and then the backup? They settled on Jorginho. But all of a sudden, Jorginho said, maybe I call Flamingo. Yeah, explaining to I don't want to waste time. So Arsenal didn't have any option than to stick with Partey as the competition to Zubi and probably the backup. Now, because Arsenal Lankasano, almost said that value Partey saying Partey who no one know. The contract extension they wanted to give him because he's their only option didn't come with increased salary, any bonuses. And Partey is saying, look, it's how they will NCO baby. And me buy yes, my best. I've been key to you. My 5 years. Menje akechantu mu menje she. If you are ready to extend my contract, then I want you to appreciate me more. Eti mo fa bi nka ho Arsenal se dabi. Nti said mo fa bi nka ho baby ejina dia. Then the conclusion is that Thomas Partey must leave and Arsenal are working to bring in Christian Norgard from team a friend Brentford say Ombrano Omesha Brante na 9. Now, yes, so you no pay. Sky for insight. And they are questioning the logic with which Arsenal do your business now. And you behind the statistics and they say, one, Arsenal is Zubimendi Aba. So they are not looking for Norgard, they are not looking in Norgard as a Partey standard performance. They think they have their number one. They just need someone who can back him up. Only while we pray, we do record, we suspend those issues. You know, there are some games we think a winnable. We can reshuffle it. That is what they are looking for. Again, there is no way Arsenal will pay Christian Norgard even what Partey is rejecting. And it makes sense. Money says, but Rich, you compare, then you will know, say, so who is Zubimendi? A part in the full story anymore. The Arsenal didn't able to replace Partey no, on do Partey level. And the stars are there to show. Now, obviously, Norgard is very, very strong. But Partey will match his 34, 35. Ever catches her. And you need to pay no. But you understand why? Because Arsenal play more of possession than team a friend Brentford. And the passes, the touches, and the passes completion, Partey is way ahead. But Rich, and can the normal circumstances, we describe Christian Norgard as a hard tackler. But when it comes to tackles, even with that, Thomas Partey the channel with 2.86 to 2.51. The only thing I know that Edison Partey interceptions, and I will understand again because of the playing style of Brentford and Arsenal. Now my question and I say, Rich, yeah, Ghana for why do we want Partey to go? Saudi for money, Turkey for money, or on taking the time, big club in Europe will still come for him. Rich, me sure say and you may have will be options that will be very, very viably available to Partey. Many Saudi clubs on the bar, and they will come with money. Yeah. We are say a free agent. And this is getting their own two cheering in Adiamano. And so Partey will get some. Number 2, report after say Basse
team I friend Fenerbahce, almost sporting director, I fly to England to engage Partey camp because they need him or Turkey. Now, why are they thinking say they will get him? Partey is free. They will not pay Arsenal. And so over Turkey, say a best salary they must play because see it say Partey, they can afford it. And Partey, so Turkey, see can be on Jibia, rich in terms of taxes, and you until you can back the money while still playing in Europe for team beat Fenerbahce. But rich, we also believe say claim and that class be Eco FIFA Club World Cup and I started transfer window. No, they never anticipated that Partey will be available on the market.
Sure.
But now he is. And the club area unsusu that say they will consider Partey. Now will consider. Even including the Real Madrid, the Chelsea's, and all those classes. Don't you share how things will go? And then one say the likes of Bayern, Madrid, after the FIFA Club World Cup will be linked to Partey because Partey, any the qualities are available there. I idea also. The last thing I make about Partey, they say, Rich, you see, who says Senka, Partey Boma, French national team, German national team, Brazil, and those elite football countries, you know, and can wait only 1 year to the World Cup. And as part of a normal discussion will be say, Rich, unconsider club, and the top level football, say the national team will consider him for a transfer. Yeah. But Rich, fortunately for Partey, say about Saudi, about India, about Pakistan, Ghana qualifies here for World Cup, he will be there. And so he doesn't have to consider until say Paul Pogba, who had offers from the MLS and Saudi, or say there be French national team and how competitive they are. So my Monaco, there, the chance will not consider me. But Partey do not have that strength with say a Pogba and identity. Partey he is free to move anywhere. But in the coming weeks, which we think say every option football will be available to him, and you will see how and your mother coming. So I know you're
to some extent, I'm say as our numbers in the Yas Arsenal. Hey, but me who's also imagining Bupati. Bupati cry.
That is clear.
Come on, dear Branton, Fasono. A man just cry.
Tell me only 2 minutes. I'm concluding.
Sure.
Their club World Cup.
Okay.
Now, me bana me tise gabi moya story about CR7. Rich, will you believe say these monies are clubs nenya? Only from the prize money pot in 1 billion. No. And these are minus appearance fees. The reason why Man City and yes Kase say they've won all their 3 games. And they scored more goals. And the FIFA Club World Cup, which the Obey be a papa no amount. Sika. Matter say, Jorgen Klopp can say, Omo take his decision. They've taken the worst decision in football. I say, you will be on the other one, the other say, he will come up with ideas. Sign up on the ideas, no, attack to Sika, Yedeba. But the community will be all players in the one. Any more health, any BBA, and they will realize that they will not finish season and go and play a 32-team tournament involving these players. Marriage, the world is moved by money and power. And once you have money, you have power. And many clubs are doing. Look, last 20, 30 years ago, the longevity of players. So when they compare this generation, so
after Club World Cup now. The proper season.
These clubs are doing their pre-season with the tournament. Yeah. And we should know that once the tournament is competitive, it's a normal bazaar. But let's glance through, I think, and then you watch games in the pay, because by Monday they will come back and do the rest of the analysis. Look, many more are doing Palmeiras, Botafogo. I think if you give us goals, unless it's a game that is going to disappoint. But when the best there is difficult at this time. Yes, Palmeiras is slightly ahead, but goals in terms of your code
and I said oh bets no will be very very good. Look, this game Chelsea ne Benfica game no. What are some Benfica coach na koka? And so we just oh tia wo ni beji.
Okay.
Rich. No like say and go for busan say Chelsea team no we team no ma ball we a good team. Omo ni ball omo midfield no. But no like say Chelsea midfield. E sika na e de to omo nti na go for hu so omo ni ball. Then they are not exceptional. But we see a talk kesia. Na e rank go for area ya to kesia de onimbo. Now, me pese me kum bebre. But to some extent, I agree with him. Because, Rich, so I don't know what Renato Sanchez more. Nasa Okachi say, Mosca said any more about Renato because Mosca said he had turned boarding. And about for Chelsea, I will tell you, time Renato Sanchez edging the best young player in the world. Now Mosca said, so we need team anymore. Player be say Nicolas Otamendi, Di Maria, more Pavlovic more. And look, we shouldn't forget. This season, he was competing in the Champions League, playing the likes of Barcelona, Money. Chelsea were playing Jacadine in the Conference League. And okay, Chelsea, look, me who say apart from Amudini problem, only a good team here. You should respect that opinion. But Rich, whether Chelsea are good or bad, and then you really do. On one case, you say Pedro Neto, and to him. The difference at the Amatima, your friend Chelsea, and this is the team we are expecting. Say Chelsea, Eddie Bellerin with Neto, Madueke, Palmer behind the lap, then Fernandez, Casedo, Rhys James, Kukwera, Mobeba back into Chelsea team because this is a knockout stage. You know, this is the team. I say Renato Sanchez will problem with engine to or a downfall, but this should be a very very good team. Fifi say, "Oh, say Chelsea be qualify." And I think so that is the safest he can say it. Because any clear can say Chelsea beat Benfica. Any clear cut at all. Say Chelsea beat Benfica. And to say, so much we. When you can boldly say, Uncle Crafono, or fairy tale on the bed, CNA. Oh, Sunday, no. Paris Saint-Germain will be too hot for Messi, Mone, Suarez, and Uncle Crafono, no more bono. Bayern me Chelsea Master Flamingo, no. It looks like a cold, warm game, especially when Bayern lost to Benfica in our last group game. No? But on the face of it, they should be better than Team FNO Flamingo. But a very fierce battle. But at the end of the day, I will expect Team FNO Bayern say, able to me, I go through.